Yes, last week I talked about a story about a bad joke, and then the two twin brothers, and then they telling the joke, and the insult the Chairman Deng in China in the 1970s, and so they got one got a 20 years in jail, another 15 years sentence. So it's a little bit of, I want to continue the story about joke and laughing stuff. And cause it's a little bit difficult for me to talk about my own loved ones and my brother. My brother is 4 years older than me. And in 1995, and January 15. And he's in the United States. He's an R&D, research and develop engineer for the optical fiber company. And I'm working in the financial district that day. It's about 4 o'clock afternoon. I received a phone call from my husband, and he said that you better come home. I have important things wanted to talk to you face to face. So I was shocked. I said, what about it? Can you tell me anything? He said, no, I can't. You come home. So I rushed home, and he held my hand, and then he said, I said, anything happened to you? You got sick or anything? He said, no, not me. And your brother, Kenny, and Kenny only have 2 months to live. I said, what? I just can't believe what he told me. And he said he's a doctor's office. They called. They said, the reason he didn't want to call you because you're in work and lots of people maybe around there. You can handle it. So he called me and let me to tell you in person. And he has this real diseases. They say that with the brain, the cells was deteriorate very fast, and they think only 60 days, 2 months. He have that much time left. So I don't know what to do, and for the 60 days. So I said, did you call him? He said, I did. I said, we're gonna pick him up right away, and then we're looking for any resource and anywhere, maybe can find a doctor or treatment or whatever. And so in that 60 days, we just hurry and looking for everywhere. The thing is, we have some resource. My late husband is a male medical practice lawyer, so he knows lots of the doctors, specialists, and neurologists. So he found one in the UCSF, and then he saw Kenny, and then the doctor said that he's a director of that neurology department. And then he said there is an experiment treatment called a gene therapy, and in South San Francisco. So we found out the place where you can rush there. But they say that if your brain cell, if they test it, your brain cells still have 2/3 of brain cells still not infected, and so they probably can do the gene therapy. But if only 1/3 of it, and it's too late. And then we talk about that, what cost, and then this neurologist, director of the UCSF, and he said very likely is a toxic, chemical toxic getting you to your cell. So maybe sometime, somewhere, and you're exposed to that. So, but after the test, everything, they think it's too late. It's too late. If earlier, still able to save, try the gene therapy. So it's basically, that's it. And so we got home, and so not much time left. So, my husband said, well, you got to talk to your brother, whatever he wanted to say to you. I don't know how to say because he's such a wonderful person, very good quality of person, To me, he's an angel because he's so selfless. So all I can say is I say that, the life doesn't matter how long you can live. If you can live a good life, you're a good quality person, and you people will remember that. At least you did. You lived a valuable life. So that's all I can say. So, but I have some question for you is how did you will get exposed to this? Because right now in a optical fiber company, and they're not exposed to that, and also pretty much protected. And then he told me the story. He never told anybody. He said, I know I'm going to die, so I wanted to tell you something I never told my parents, never told anybody. So back to 1972, I was sent to the re-education camp far away from Shanghai. He was working for a company. Actually, he was 16 years old, and they didn't let him to go to senior high school. So they want to send him to a vocational school, which was in this undisclosed location in Shanghai. They only can come back home like twice a year. And they pay him 18 yuan a month or something to training him to do something. As I know, is that time China wanted to make a nuclear weapon and make a rocket or something. They need some parts. So that's probably related to that type of a company. But you cannot tell anybody. You can't even visit in your home only twice a year or something. And so he told me when he was there, he started in 1962. So Cultural Revolution happened in 1966. So it's about 1972, that time during the Cultural Revolution and all the entertainment, we used to have a Chinese opera, everything, and a movie. So they all shut down. So only can play the Mao's wife, Jiang Qing, and to experiment in the Cultural Revolution to make a performance in Chinese opera based on all the revolutionary subject. And so they performing that. They have all the propaganda performing group and performing the same thing and building people watching and operas and repeatedly. So my brother was a Chinese opera lover and goer, and he loved it. He liked to sing. In Chinese opera, all the men to sing falsetto as a woman. So he sing very well the falsetto. So, and he joined this Chinese opera fan club. So he's singing there. And then after the Cultural Revolution, and during the Cultural Revolution, you cannot sing that all the traditional opera anymore. So all you can sing is this revolutionary opera, 8 of them. So one day, and one of this performing group to performing in their company, and somehow, and the actor forgot about and his line. And so, for instance, the one of the opera said that you had to, the conversation between two people. He said, how can your face get red? He said, that because I decided. And how can you turn yellow? He said, because it's cold. I put the wax to preventing the cold. But that actor, he forgot the line. He said, that how can your face get yellow? So that guy said that because for preventing the cold, I put the wax on it. And then he said again, he said that how can turn yellow again? And so that the guy didn't know how to answer. He said, well, I put the wax on again. So everybody was laughing. and my brother laughing a lot, loud, and so we said the people, everybody. And then all of a sudden, that time that the company was controlled by People's Liberation Army. So the officer get on the stage and told everybody, quiet, silent, said that if you're laughing again, that's against the Cultural Revolution. That's no respect for the Madame Mao. And anybody started this, we had to investigate who started this laughing. So after that, it started witch hunt, and want everybody to report and each other and who started laughing first. And that day, I think my brother laughing a lot, pretty loud. So they just point out to him, and then they had this criticized meeting, and I saw the officer get in on the stage, and I just pointed at him. I said, "You stand up." And you are the one we found out that started this laughing. They put him on the stage and started beating him up, put his head down, want him to confess. He said, I laughed. Yes, I did, but I didn't do anything. I just think that the guy forgot the line, so I laughed. I didn't want to insult Madame Mao. I didn't want to against the revolutionary opera. But they won't listen. And so they beat him up everything. Then afterwards, and they sent him to the semiconductor production line. And in that line, there is absolutely no protection. And send people to be punished. And lots of people, they're working there about 6 months or a year or something, and so they just disappear. Maybe they're sick and die, whatever. So it's kind of scary. And so I didn't know anything about that. He didn't tell my parents. He didn't want my parents to worry about it. So one day, I was 1973 or something, I received a photo from a family, and I saw my brother was totally changing. He was so skinny. He lost quite a bit of weight, and then some front teeth or something. So how can I be coming like that? So I write back to ask my parents. They said, well, we didn't know about anything. He didn't say anything. He said, everything's okay. So that was back to 1973 or something. And then 1981, he came to the United States. 82, I come into the United States. And he thinks I go okay, and then just 1995, in January 15, I still remember that day, they said he have 2 months to live because it was toxic poison to his brain. And somehow, whatever we tricked when you're getting older, that was according to this UCF director of the neurologist. It's too late. So after, I think March 8th, 1995, and I lost my brother. Then he wants me to sketch his ash into the Hawaii and the blue Hawaii and the water. So I did that, and then I write something, and I translated to English. I just say that, he is just away. I cannot say, and I will not say that he's dead. He's just away.
Wow.
So think about him far in, and still in the love of there as the love of here. Think of him. Still, I say he is not dead. years just away.